I was listening to an audiobook today, and in it they said something about retail therapy. And I was kind of thinking, if retail therapy is really therapy, then why does it not actually help us? Like, why does it not work the way therapy would? We're constantly going shopping to feel better and then repeating that cycle when we feel worse again. And if retail therapy really worked, surely we wouldn't have to keep doing it. It kind of got me thinking about the idea that retail therapy is more of retail band-aid. Like, it just covers up the problem and it doesn't actually solve anything. It doesn't therapize anything. So today I wanted to sit down and like kind of talk about overconsumption for a little while, but this kind of triggered today's need to sit down and have a chat. And today I want to talk about how we can overcome overconsumption, how we can buy less, appreciate more, stop being so influenced by ads and influencers and the media telling us what we should want and like that we're going to feel like this if we buy this. Yeah, let's see how we can get away from that a little bit. This may seem like a really obvious point, but how we can start to overcome overconsumption is simply to buy less. And yeah, it is a very simple point, but it's not an easy point. It's not an easy thing to do to buy less. I know. I'm trying. I'm on a 1 year no buy and it's difficult and I haven't done it perfectly. And I have wanted to shop and I have sat and scrolled on Vinted or online and just put things in my basket because I'm trying to capture a feeling of getting something, even though I'm not actually buying it. I'm planning what I would buy if I were to shop. I'm still constantly involved and thinking about shopping. For the first, I'm 6 months in. For the first few months, it was kind of as easy. It was like fun and it was exciting and it was a new challenge. And then as the months kind of passed, I started thinking like, oh, I really wish I could buy this. And this would make me feel good if I could buy this. And it's not going to make me feel good. I've been there before. I'm in the middle of packing for a holiday next week. And I went upstairs to one of my suitcases and I was like, what's in this? Why is it so heavy? And it's just a ton of clothes that are either listed on Vinted or I haven't gotten around to wearing in ages and should probably just get rid of. So I pulled it all out. I literally just dumped it on the floor. It's still there. And I just need to take it to either a clothing bank or actually list some of it on Vinted or bring it to a charity shop or just get rid of it because I made an interesting point today to my husband. I was like, you know that feeling you get when you get rid of some stuff out of your house, like when you drop a bag off to the charity shop or you donate it somewhere or you sell something and you're just getting things out of your house. It feels like lighter. It feels like relief. Getting something into your house never feels like that. Not to me anyway. It always feels like, oh, another thing in my house, like another thing to add to the clutter. And I constantly want to declutter and get rid of things. And somehow I always manage to like fill the gap and like bring something back in, even if it's like a notebook or a book or just some packaging that just like seems to like linger in my house forever. I'm so bad at doing my recycling. Or like I want to recycle, so I put off sorting it because I want to do it properly. So yeah, buying less obviously isn't easy, but it is where we need to start. And so I guess around this, you could set some buying guidelines for yourself. You could do a no buy year. You could do a no buy month. You could do a low buy where you just kind of buy the necessities and, kind of set limits on your treats. Obviously, it's still nice to treat yourself to things, but when you discover that things never actually generate happiness or true joy, you kind of, when that really sinks in, hopefully that will help you stop shopping. I'm still waiting for that to really, really sink in. Like I know it, but I don't like feel it all the time. And so I need this to I need this to sink in so that I can be like, yeah, you know what? I get to the end of my no buy year and I'm like, it's finally sunk in. I don't even need to start shopping again. Like I'm not I don't want to be at the end of my no buy, like excited to shop at the end of it, because that's so not the point. The point is not to care about shopping by the end of it. And I know this is a long first point and I'm already like 5 minutes into this video, but yeah, buying less. Let's talk about how we can buy less. Number one, in terms of fashion, you could have a capsule wardrobe. And I talk about capsule wardrobes a lot. If you're subscribed, you know. And if you're not subscribed and you want to start a capsule wardrobe, I will leave a playlist in the cards for like starting a capsule wardrobe from scratch. I've got a playlist of loads of my best kind of capsule wardrobe videos that takes you through basically from like the very beginning of starting a capsule wardrobe if you've never even thought about one before, or just if you want to create seasonal ones. And why this is so good is because when you finally create a capsule wardrobe with a color palette that you love, that feels really good to you, colors that suit you, that you enjoy wearing, that you look in the mirror and think, yes, I look good today, combinations that are so easy for you to go to that you just go to in the morning and you're like, pull like 3 things out of your wardrobe, throw them on, and you're like, I knew this outfit was going to look amazing today. It's your fail-safe stuff. That is the absolute joy of a capsule wardrobe. It's the easiness. It's the always having something to wear. And then because of that, you're eliminating that I have nothing to wear dilemma, which generally leads us to shop or to just feel a bit shit, um, for want of a better word. So having a capsule wardrobe is an amazing place to start. And I won't talk too much more about capsule wardrobes because, like I said, head over to my many, many other videos about the benefits of a capsule wardrobe. Another way that we can reduce our overconsumption is by shopping secondhand. And this is something that I did quite a few years ago. I set out on a challenge, another 1 year challenge, was to just shop secondhand. And I actually completed this year. I bought one thing that was new. It was €4 skirt in a new look sale that I did not keep for very long, not surprising. But for the rest of the year, I only bought secondhand. I shopped on like Depop and in charity shops, and I loved it. And to me, although I was consuming, I wasn't like consuming in a way that was damaging to the planet. I was consuming things that already existed. So to me, that felt a lot better. And that was kind of my easing into less consumption. I couldn't go like cold turkey and go from buying fast fashion every week and doing fast fashion hauls, which is basically how I started my channel, funny enough, to buying nothing. Like that, just it wasn't going to happen like that. But I went from shopping in high street stores every week, and shopping sale rails and buying anything and everything that I could afford that was like £1 or £2, to shopping secondhand. And it was still cheap and I could still afford it and I could buy whatever I wanted and I could feel good about it because I didn't feel like I was damaging the planet. These clothing items already existed. So if you're not quite ready to give up shopping, secondhand, pre-loved, great way to do it. You can also do swap shops, vintage kilo sales, vintage shops, swap with your friends. Number 3 is to buy better quality so that they last longer, so that you're buying less in the long run. And again, this is just a bit more of a long-term game, but if you start now, in a couple of years, you may look back and think, I've actually bought a lot less in the last few years than I did the previous few years because what I bought, I still have, and it still looks good and it's still in good condition. And that's ideally where most people would get their wardrobes to, or everybody should get their wardrobes to, where we're buying high quality items that we appreciate because we spent our hard earned money on it and we want to take care of these pieces. And we actually take it and get it altered or repaired because we love this item so much and that it's just a piece that we really don't want to lose from our wardrobes. That's ultimately where we want to be with the pieces in our wardrobe, that we actually love them that much. If they're just trending items that are so fleeting in our wardrobes, what is even the point of working so hard every day and spending all your money on stuff that you don't even care about? I'm speaking to like past me, so please don't feel like I'm judging you because I'm absolutely not. We all are on our own paths, different timelines. But yeah, this is where I was at, and I'm so glad I managed to implement these things that kind of got me out of that. I mentioned swapping already, swap shops, but you could swap and borrow with friends and family. It doesn't have to be clothes. It can be, maybe you need, I don't know, for example, something to do some crafting, or you need a bowl to bake a cake, things like that. Maybe you don't need to go out and buy the thing just for that one time. Maybe you can borrow it from someone in the meantime until you really figure out if it's something you're going to need on a regular basis. And if it's something you just use once or twice, borrow it. Go to one of those like library things where you can borrow, like I know you can use them for like tools and stuff if you're doing home renovations. It's really handy that you can just like rent equipment. You can probably do that for a lot of different things. My final point for now to eliminate overconsumption is to declutter better. So whenever you're doing a clear out in your wardrobe, I want you to really analyze why you're getting rid of something. Are you getting rid of it because you actually don't like V-necks? Are you getting rid of it because you hate the color on you? Do you hate the fabric? Is it itchy? Is the fit wrong for you? Do you just have nothing that it goes with in your wardrobe? If you take the time to, in a notebook or on your notes on your phone, write down why it is you dislike this item, chances are you're not going to make that same purchase again in the future. But if you just throw something out because you're like, oh, I haven't really worn this, just get rid of it. You haven't thought about why you haven't worn it. And then you may go and make the same mistake again, buy that same color, be like, oh, I really wish I could had something that color in my wardrobe. I can't believe I got rid of the other item before. Then you buy it again and you're like, oh, it still doesn't look right. I'm still not wearing it because you haven't actually realized what the fault is with that item, and you're kind of just making the same mistake again. I used to do that a lot. Certain colors I just wish I could wear. I liked the look of them, but when I bought them, I didn't like the color on me. I didn't want to wear it. I just liked the look of it on the hanger. And once I figured out my perfect colors for my wardrobe, I stopped making those silly mistakes again. When I realized I don't like V-necks that much anymore. Okay, I'm wearing a V-neck, but I don't like V-neck t-shirts anymore. So I just wouldn't buy them. I only buy crew necks. It really helps me to buy less because I'm not making those impulsive decisions. And the things I do buy, I'm actually wearing them. So at least I'm buying it for a good reason. Ultimately, the way that we can tackle overconsumption is by buying less, using more, appreciating what we have. Be grateful for what you have and you will find more value in it. Repair things if they break or tear. Borrow or swap something if you need something just for a short time. Don't always think that the answer is going out and buying something. And on another note, if you're an emotional shopper and you shop when you're sad, when you're stressed at work, when you've had a really shit day, when you've had a fight with your friend, try to tackle those in different ways. Maybe meet a friend for coffee and have a chat and just vent about it instead. You don't need to buy something to plaster over your feelings. It's not retail therapy if it's not helping you. It's retail band-aid. And it's going to cost you in the long run, either financially or because you've got so much clutter or because you're just in a repeat cycle. You can never buy enough stuff to cheer you up, only in that split second when you buy it. But ultimately, the next day, you're probably still going to feel just as shit about that situation. You're still going to be stressed about work. You're still going to be in a fight with your friend. You know, those emotions don't go away by shopping. So if that is something you struggle with, seek out some other ways. Go for a coffee with your friend, call your sister, text someone, have a conversation, tell them how you're feeling. Or ultimately, you could just go hang out with a pet. Pets always make you feel better. Go out and get some fresh air, get out in nature. All those things kind of reset our nervous system and actually make us feel better. Bringing clutter into our lives is not good for our nervous system. It's actually really bad for our cortisol levels, especially as women. I hope today's video was interesting. I will be talking more about this topic. Today was a bit of an event, so it's kind of a long-ish video. But I'll kind of summarize my tips below as well for like actionable steps that I just needed to vent today. And I hope you don't mind. And I hope you found it thought-provoking at least. Let me know if you have experienced any of these thoughts yourself, if you struggle with overconsumption. And if you want to follow my no-buy journey in a bid to guide you on your no-buy journey or low-buy journey, then I will leave a playlist on the screen. Tons of videos in there for you to check out. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will talk to you all really soon in my next one. Bye.